Hello friends, in this video we are going to see how to write and apply ICSSR major and minor research projects for the year 25-26. So normally in the month of November, ICSSR is releasing the advertisement for applying the research project proposal in the major and minor research projects area. Last 4 5 years, the ICSSR is continuously called for giving the research proposal notice for applying a major and minor research project. Those who are new for my channel, kindly subscribe ptp.karthi at research. And the announcement has recently made, that is November 12th and 12th, they have made an ICSSR announcement for applying this project proposal. So this is the announcement. So call for project proposal under the scheme major and minor research projects. The start of online submission of application is 15th 11 and closing of online submission of application on 15th 12. December 15th is a closing date. And these are all the different information has given in the ICSSR website. Guidelines about writing a ICSSR project, proposal format, biodata, forwarding letter, research integrity and undertaking format, and contact details. So first we can look on that the different information. So the Indian Council of Social Science Research invites application from the Indian scholars, researchers and academicians under its schemes, major and minor research for the financial year 25-26. As I told you already, the application start on 15th 11 and the closing on deadline for the application is 15th 12. And these are all the different formats we are going to see. And the guidelines as given, and under the guidelines the main emphasis for major and minor research projects for the financial year 25-26 shall be awarded in the following areas. The main focus is advancing on the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. So already there is a separate call has given by the ICSSR for Viksit Bharat 2047 in last year, and this call also emphasizes more on ICSA in the developed India 2047 concept, and mainly the research project proposal in line with the discipline of social and human sciences. So the ICSSR has given, they have identified total 31 broad domains, and each broad domain they also identify the priority areas. So first domain is economic development and public finance, and in the public economic development and public finance they have listed on agriculture, entrepreneurship, blue economy. It is a new concept. So those who are really interested to concentrate on blue economy, they can write it on the project proposal. They have included sustainable development as usual, fintech for development, technology adoption, GST and tax forms. Recently ICSSR is releasing the research call notice for conducting a seminar on the topic of GST. Circular economy, it is a very good topic. Fiscal policy, cooperative competitive federalism, bank regulations, macroeconomics and financial system. So this time the ICSSR is also given importance for secondary data. Many project proposal I can able to see that the topic is related to secondary data proposal. Even stock market, SEBI market integrity, enforcement of contract, law and economics, ease of living, foreign portfolio investors, sustainable tourism. So most of the topics related to the broad domain of economic development is lying under using of the secondary data collection. Then we have the finance, accounting and commerce. Again, it is mainly, it depends on the secondary data and also primary data, which includes trade, commerce, dynamics, digital financial system, digital assets, e-commerce, insolvency and bankruptcy. We can choose the banking sector, RBI, etc. for writing an insolvency and bankruptcy concept. Then third broad domain is a management and organization studies, which include the major functional areas of management, finance, marketing, OB and HRM. And they also included like human capital, innovation and productivity, corporate governance. There is one more concept included, technology and management. And as usual, ICSSR has given emphasis on rural studies, focus on rural economy, social change, rural urban migration, digital governance, environmental resilience and adoption strategies. Then political science, under political science, human rights, politics and technologies, Indian political thought, constitutionalism, climate politics, etc. Then governance and public administration, under that governance and reforms, public service delivery, digital governance, ethical governance, and many areas. And public policy and program and evaluation, we have design, targeting, and portability of government schemes. They are also given that highlights on different policy experimentation and evidence usage of the government. Then eighth topic, international relations, related to international relation and geopolitics, where they have given the lot of other subdomain areas which include Indo-Pacific and Southeast Asian strategy, cultural diplomacy, multilateralism, energy security, geopolitics, political transitions, global South diplomacy, and etc. Then coming to the eighth domain is international relations and geopolitics. That's what we discussed. Ninth one, national security and strategic studies, which includes internal security, borders, and irregular migrations. We can concentrate on interstate, intrastate migration in this particular area. Maritime security, defense, and natural security. We can focus on the different defense related policies, mainly applicable to those graduates who are PhD in defense holders, defense studies, and all. They can apply in this area. Then the professionals who are looking on the legal studies, they can apply the project proposal under access to justice, legal history of India, and judicial reforms, law related areas, legal pluralism, and criminal justice, decolonizing legal studies. Coming to the sociology and social work and community practice, there are so many topics are related: education, technology, rental housing, property rights, and technology and media. It is a very good topic. Food and nutrition, culture, society, and so many related topics. Anthropology related topics, which includes ethnographical study. So mainly these studies are related to qualitative research. So infrastructure, urban change, livelihood, kinship and changing institution, prehistoric culture, cultural survival, and linguistic and cultural anthropology. Most of the studies are related to qualitative nature of research. Then we have gender studies, which includes gender work, informal sectors, women's STEM and digital transformation, gender and health, intersectionality, access and inclusion. Again, it is also a very good topic. Those who untouchable area, those who are really interested to study on this area, will be given a very important highlight on these gender studies. Then Divyanjan studies, where we have to able to know about the disability, rehabilitation, and financial inclusion, digital accessibility, cultural media representation. So it is also one of the essential where the policymakers and the social science scientists can be touch on this area. Then we have like Janjatia studies. These are all the scum schemes which is related to very different welfare programs, tribal education, comparative development, digital inclusion, and many area. We have diaspora studies. So diaspora contribution to development, multiculturalism, migration and integration, economic engagement, identity and literacy. So there are three important studies which include here. One is Divyanjan studies, Janjatia studies, and diaspora studies. And we have another important area is social psychology. We have to know mental health and cultural Indian psychology and social context, digital life, workplace well-being, communities relations, social influence, and behavioral changes. Another important area which I have included in this particular call is public health and system. So here many important on public health and health related areas are discussed. One health, Ayush ministry, community medicine, food culture, child nutrition, sports, digital health, A in public health, very important topic. Then we have aging, long-term care, mental health, parenting. So many topics we can able to discuss and write a proposal in 18th category. Then as usual, education, so many areas. We have edutech based company. Many companies are existing at present. So we have to study on the implementation of edutech, then implementation of governance on national education policy program, A in education, as usual, as we discussed already, A in public health, A in education, higher education institution reforms, early learning, digital skilling, teacher education, many more topics we can able to find and write the proposal.
Then we have human geography and spatial planning. Again, we have democratical related areas, rural urban transformation, urban resilience, related road safety, air quality, and health. Logistics also we can write project proposal here. Then we can also choose work, social mobility, etc. Then we have environmental studies, which includes human environmental interaction. SDG, again, it is one of the important context as UN has declared sustainable development goals, and how it is applicable to Indian context. Where it's a very nice topic. Then we have renewable and clean energy. We have community-based climate adaptation. Then facial sludge management, peri-urban groundwater, time poverty, urban utility success, social awareness and uptake history and heritage. Then come to modern society, so history, we have a lot of history related topics are also lying under this particular broad domain, which include heritage, coastal histories, nationalism, etc. Cultural studies, we have digital humanities, life, literature, folk, oral forms, practices, language, literature, and many more areas. Then again, there is a separate topic on Indian language, linguistic, and translation studies, which includes vernacular knowledge and applications, technology language interface, comparative grammar and linguistics, and many more area. Social linguistics, so related to culture and social, they have included 4 or 5 systems. Social linguistic, again, it is a language, culture, society. We can include Sanskrit studies, particularly those who are part of the Sanskrit and Bandit, they can write the proposal on grammatical tradition, poetics, literacy, and other areas. Then they also included the Indian knowledge system is one important area in the research called textual and oral traditions, pedagogies from Indian intellectual text, mind and consciousness. Very important discussion on this particular arena. Indian epistemologies. Again, it is this topic is related to more on qualitative research. Then public policy, IKS, and the Indian knowledge system, art and architecture, curriculum integration. Then we have social philosophical studies, AI and ethics. So everywhere they are introduced the concept of AI and important techniques, technologies, media and communication studies where we included on mass media, OTT platform, and regional languages and applicable on media and misinformation related information. Library information sciences, we have e-resources and applications, how AI is used in a library, open access, open data, source and advantages, data quality and etc. Social inclusion studies, social justice, constitutional legislation, social inclusion in education, and inclusion through technology and digital citizenship, comparative studies on inclusion and empowerment. So in general, there are 31 broad domain which speaks about and covers about the entire social science discipline, which includes arts, commerce, management, economics, psychology, cultural studies. Then we have defense, we have social psychologists, and many more aspects they are covered. Even law also, law, gender studies, social anthropology, and many more topics are included. I think it is a maybe last compared with last 4 or 5 years. This is a call where we have received a lot of new ideas and new concept, which included all type of arena in the particular research call. And what is the eligibility for applying that ICSR research project proposal? So the researchers should be a permanently employed faculty members in the UGC recognized colleges, Indian universities, or deemed to be universities, and they have institutions under 2 up certification as well as 12B certification is a must. And the ICSR research institutes, ICSR recognized institutes, institutes of national importance is defined by Ministry of Education are also eligible. For all the people or faculty members are working in those institutions are also eligible. Very important point I just wanted to mention here. Both project director and co-project director must hold a PhD degree. In certain exceptional cases, independent researchers without PhD are also allowed with PhD degree or who are not affiliated permanently. I'm sorry. The exceptional cases, independent researchers with PhD degree who are not affiliated permanently with any institutions mentioned in the point maybe they are not working in the organization, but they are independent researcher. They are also allowed to do the research, but they should have a PhD degree. But the independent researchers should have at least two books, and two in the sole other two books, as well as they have written 5 articles in the peer-reviewed journals. So they will be eligible to join as a co-project directors. And they have not mentioned, yes, like last 2 years back they have mentioned co-project directors with without PhD can also apply with have recent research experience, but here it is not mentioned. They have mentioned only the independent researcher with the PhD without working in the permanent college. And how to apply? So all applicants are required to submit in online application along with the research proposal, annexure and other required documents in the prescribed format, and it should be submitted through online. And if decide ICSSR is decided by ICSSR, if ICSSR is required, the hard copy of the same must be submitted within the prescribed date. And research proposals should be written in English or Hindi, and Arial, Mangal, Unicode font should be used to fill the application. Arial font should be fill the application. Very important. Researcher can apply only one project at a time. Applying for multiple projects may result in the cancellation. Please note down. For any ongoing or completed projects with ICSSR, the cooling off period will be 1 year for the project director. The date of cooling period will be calculated from the date of submission of the final report. However, this will not applicable for the minor projects and short-term empirical research projects with duration of less than 12 months. So, and for those institutions who are already claimed as a research institute under ICSSR, the cooling period will not be applicable. So the duration and budget. So in this particular call, there are two important projects they have requested from the researcher side. One is a minor research project. The duration is 12 months, up to 15 lakh. You can be made a budget under minor research project. From major research project, it is a 2 year period. So you can maximum of you can claim 30 lakh, or you can prepare the budget up to 30 lakh for the major research project. And how to how the ICSR project has awarded. The application submitted through ICSR will be screened and evaluated by the expert committee with the blind review process. And based on the blind review process, the shortlisted applicants shall be invited for interaction or presentation by ICSSR. Presentation at ICSSR. Mostly they will invite you to make a presentation through online. The merit list selected candidates of the project after completion of the presentation will be published on the ICSR website. And when we apply the research project proposal, we also want to look on the very important arena on that budget and heads of expenditure. So the remuneration is a one important part which can be included in the research project. So at 45% of the budget can be sent by remuneration research staff. That is, we can appoint it through the project proposal money sanction. That is full-time or part-time or hired services. Then the proportionate allocation of expenditure for the budget kits such as field work, which can be spent for travel, logistics, boarding, survey preparation and consultancy, etc. Then equipment and study material can be used for purchase of computer, printer, source material, books, journals, software, data sets, etc., which can be claimed 10%. For field work, we can spend 35%. And the contingency expenses is not exceeding 5%. That can be spent for purchasing a stationery, computer typing related costs, specialized assistance for data analysis, etc., field trip, etc. Then this will be decided by the ICSSR, that is publication and workshop and seminar. This will be decided by ICSSR based on the research call. So for conducting a workshop or seminar, or even for publication of the report, ICSSR has allotted 5% of the money. So for my minor research project, even if suppose you are going to you are going to make a budget only 5 lakh, it is not necessary to go for
appointing a research staff. Without research staff also, you can make a budget for minor research project, but it is not applicable to major research project. And very important point, for a project investigator or a project director may have a permission to reappropriate the expenditure from one subject to another subject for maximum of 10% ceiling. Okay, not above 10%, the project investigator cannot be allowed for spend the money from one head to another head. And from overhead charges, apart from that 100% money, the ICSSR is providing overhead charges of 10% or maximum of 2 lakh, whichever is minimum, for both major and minor research project will be released by the ICSSR to the college or institute or the university for maintaining the overhead charges. So for this amount can be released by ICSSR after successful completion of the project proposal. And while we discussing on this, the research staff, that is 45% of the money, after the project proposal sanction, we have to appoint a research staff, and the amount 45% amount will be spent for this particular purpose. And we can either appoint a research associate or research assistant or field investigator or any two or even all the three. That is all up to you. And research associate, we can provide 47,000. The minimum qualification for a research associate is a postgraduate in social science discipline with a net MPhil or PhD and 2 years research experience as a research assistant in any project. And the research assistant can be claimed 37,000, postgraduate in social science discipline with net or MPhil or PhD. Then field investigator will be provided with 20,000, postgraduate in social science discipline with a minimum of 55% marks. Joining and releasing of grants. So if after the interview or presentation is over, and after successful releasing on the ICSR website about the result on the ICSR project, the project director has to join the project as per the date of commencement noticed by the ICSR by submitting undertaking form as well as the declaration form. Both the forms can be printed in the 100 rupees stamp notice, and the grant paid towards the first installment can be released after the successful implementation of the PFMS in your college or your institution account. The overhead charges to the affiliated institution will be released after the acceptance of the final report. And it is a duty of the project investigator and the institution should submit the utilization certificate in the form of 12A of GFR. Is mandatory for the entire approved amount of the project. And how to monitor the research project? So research undertaken by project director will be monitored through the submission of the periodic progress report whenever the ICSSR is sending any information through email, and it is a responsibility of the project director has to prepare the progress report and send to the ICSSR. And the awardee must acknowledge the support of ICSSR in all the publications which pertaining to research papers, journal articles, and articles in edited books. And final report should be submitted to the project, submitted by the project director, is mandatory evaluated by the expert committee appointed by ICSSR. And the project director alone is a responsible person for timely completion of the project. And if the project director is not utilize the grant or any other reasons, he is not able to continue the project, and he or she will be required to refund the amount with the grant with the interest of 10% per annum. After completion of the study, the soft copy of the final report must be submitted both PDF and Word format. Minimum of 150 pages for minor projects and 250 pages for major projects. Soft copy of the abstract, soft copy of the executive summary, similarity index plagiarism check for the final report. And after submission of the all report, the expert suggests any changes of the report by the time of evaluation. After evaluation and any changes are prescribed by the evaluation committee, finally Again, the project director is responsible to submit the soft copy of the modified final report of the PDF, two hard copies of executive summary, and if any soft copies available for data sets along with the well-defined definition of data or any other information for the documentation purpose to the ICSSR. And what are all the obligations of the affiliating institutions? The affiliating institution is required to give an undertaking uh, as well as it contains about the application form to administer and manage the ICSR grant. And it is also required to provide requisite research infrastructure to the principal investigator or project director. And also the institution should maintain the proper accounts. And affiliating institutions shall open or maintain dedicated bank account of ICSR scheme code 0877 that is duly registered at EAT module of PFMS portal for releasing the grant without any delay. And it is also responsible, the affiliating institution will be under obligation to ensure submission of the final report and audited statements of accounts and as well as utilization certification, the GFR 12A form to the ICSSR for claiming the amount. If any unspent amount, that can be also mentioned in the utilization certificate. And other conditions, the project includes time of final project writing. No separate period is given for writing or extension of time. But in certain cases, up to 3 months for minor project, up to 6 months for major projects will be given for any work which is bending or any other valid reasons for a deadline. Maximum of 3 months for minor and maximum of 6 months for major will be given for certain candidate for a valid reasons. So defaulters of any previous fellowships will not be eligible for the consideration of this project. No scholar will be allowed to take up the research project along with any of the other ICSR fellowship and other ICSR research project. Foreign trip is not permissible for the data collection or any other reasons. However, the project director may undertake data collection outside India in exceptional cases and if warranted by the need of the project proposal. And there are certain norms and regulations for transfer of project and appointment of the substitute project director. In certain reasons, if the project director is leave from one institution to another institution, it is a chance the ICSR will given. On the request of the university and institute, the ICSR may permit the appointment of a substitute project director in exceptional circumstances. ICSR may also appoint a substitute project director if it is convinced that the original awardee of the project will not be in a position to carry out the study successfully. May transfer the place of project from one affiliating institution to another affiliating or another institution based on the satisfactory progress report, NOC certificate, audited statement of accounts, and no transfer of project. Project director should be requested in the last 6 months of the study. So, if any of this can be met and the transfer of the project can be done by ICSR. And overhead charges will be appropriately shared with the particular institutes. In case of superannuation of project director and if the rules of the institution so require, the transfer of the project to a serving faculty member may be done with the prior approval of the ICSSR. And now we can able to discuss on how to apply the ICSSR project proposal on the format aspect. So this is a project proposal format. When we look on the ICSSR format, just a second, it is opening. And this is the format as prescribed by the ICSSR, and we have to prepare the ICSSR project based on this format, and we have to upload. Application number, after creation of the online application, the application number will be given in the system. That number can be displayed here, and broad research domain among the 31 category, which domain and priority area should be also right. And we have to prepare the abstract for 300 words, introduction and theoretical framework and scope of the proposed research, which have to present on 500 words. What is the introduction of the research and how the theoretical framework is supported for your research, as well as what is the scope for the proposed research. Then third one, review of key research works, proposed research. You have to given that different research ideas and other different types of deliberation have made by the different researcher both in international and national status can be presented in the review of literature section. Then based on the review of literature, what we have identified based on the research problem, the researcher should be write the research gap that should be provided in the 300 words. And based on the research gap, the researcher should write the objectives of the research, proposed research, 200 words. It should be right in the points, maybe both primary objectives and secondary objectives. 5 or maximum of 6 objectives can be included in the objectives of the proposed research. And based on the proposed research, we have to write the research question, how, why, when the research is required to solve on particular objectives. Then, if applicable, we can also write the research hypothesis, mostly the null hypothesis. We have to write on the research according to research questions. Then we have to include on proposed research methodology in 500 words. So what is a research design? What type of research? Either it is a qualitative research or quantitative research or a mixed research, or whether it is a research design is a descriptive or analytical. Then we have to maintain about, we have to write on the sampling and sample size, sampling technique, where we are collecting the data, area of population, then sample, how do you calculate, on all put together 500 words we have to write. Then what is the innovation and path breaking aspects of the proposed research should be write in 150 to 200 words. Very, very important expected outcome. So based on the research outcome, what are all the expected output, whether you made any books or edited books, policy papers, what is a proposed in line with the publication, it could be mentioned in the 300 words. And what is the relevance of the proposed research study, it should be mentioned in the 200 words. And what is the relevance or outcome of the research for the society, we have to write in 200 words. Then if at a minor research project, we have to given the milestone, timeline, milestone, activities to be done, deliverable. That is for 12 months for minor research project and 24 months for major research project. And total grant, how much it is expected, and number and the name of the states your study cover. If suppose you are covering about 3-4 states, and you have to mention 4 states and 4 states names. And this is the proposed budget, as I already pointed out earlier. Research associate or research assistant, field investigator, how many number, how many months, rate how much, and total amount, it should be 45%. Field work is 35% of your project. The research equipment is 10% of the project, contingency and workshop seminar 5% each. And apart from that, after grant total, the overhead charges will be provided for 10%. You also made the justification of the different kits, research staff, field work, and equipment material. And finally, in the application form, you have to make on signature on you, then date and place that can be uploaded in the online upload format. So that's what here I have explained here, same format. Okay. And this is a totally 15 heads are available, followed by 15 head we have declaration and our application signature. So apart from the applications, the proposal format, we also have biodata of co-project directors. So maximum of 3 co-project director can be included in this project. The soft copy or the passport size photo can be included 2 into 2 inch size. This is similar to the project director format. is not required to upload. It is we have given in the system generated report. So we have to upload only the co-project director project proposal formats and the application number, broad research domain and title of the research project proposal, priority, name, educational qualification, research experience, best research papers, any other important achievements, any research have already undertaken by co-project director in terms of ICSSR and declaration. So mainly these all informations are inbuilt, it is available for project directors. So the project director need not prepare on the biodata. So it is all available in the system generated machine, and only we have to upload the co-project directors. So suppose we have two different co-project directors, we have to prepare the different two biodata for two co-project directors, and we have to upload in the system. This is annexure 3. Then after annexure 3, that is biodata, we have the forwarding letter. So this is a format of the forwarding letter, and we have to prepare the forward letter. So here we have to write our project director name, permanent employee, name of the institution. Remaining things you need not write anything. Then you have to get a signature from director or principal or registrar of your university or institutions, whatever else. Okay, and very important, the forwarding letter should be get from the official letterhead of the institutions or university, and it can be prepared in the annexure 4. It can also upload it in the online application along with the project proposal. Then after forwarding letter, we also want to prepare that research integrity and undertaking format. So research integrity and undertaking format. This is a research undertaking format. And what is the project title, name of the project director, co-project director, affiliated institution including department, and the project director name should be right here. Then here project director should be signed based on the conditions it met, and here all project proposals should be validated from the any of the plagiarism software, maybe Urkund or Authenticate or Turnitin, whatever the software we have to upload, and we have to take a report. And the plagiarism percentage should be less than 10%, excluding the bibliography and other sources. So should be mentioned here. Then also the AI generated percentage. So AI generated ChatGPT can, most of the project proposal somebody they can copy from that different AI platform. It should be 0%. It should be 0%, and it also should be mentioned by the your college coordinators, maybe ethical committee or internal quality assurance cell or research development committee. Any of the member or chairperson or a coordinator for this committee should be signed on this matter, and this letter also should be given in the official letterhead of the institutions. So very important, my dear friends. ICSSR have accepting project proposal from plagiarism report, and plagiarism should be less than 10%, and it should not contain any AI generated content. It should be validated by the either ethical committee or IQAC team or R&D cell of the institution or university or college. This is one important point you have to note out. Then come to, this is the project proposal. I just come to that how to log in. I just teach you, and for your information, just go to ICSSR page. This is an ICSSR page. Directly go to application ICSSR.org. Then go to applicant login. Then click here, apply grants and projects. If you are a new user, then you just go to click here to register, and you have to give your name and other details. Then automatically you have to create password, confirm password. Automatically your email get accepted. Then if you are already registered, you can directly go here. I told you I have already registered, and I just using this my username and password. I am going here, PJYCVE, and click submit. So these are all the different schemes: fellowships, research project, national, international seminar, special call, and click here to apply. This is currently available. So now we are going to see on call for project proposal under the scheme. You just click view or draft here. Okay, and listen, I have already created. So I have already created, just for your trial version I have created, and just go to edit. If you are a new user, then automatically if you are make a draft, then automatically it will be saved in the system. Now I am going edit. This is the first page of the application. First page of the application. What it is asked, it is all about project director. Apply under which project, which domain area you can choose. Minor or major research project. Any project you can choose. So minor or major. Right? This is a broad research areas. Then priority area and title of the research project proposal. This is the personal information of the project director: address, university, state, state, PIN code, mobile number, email ID, and the residential address you have to provide separately, state, PIN, etc. Date of birth and age, it is automatically calculated. Parent information, if you are a regular service, you must just put yes, and the details about the employer details can be provided. Name of the department, your category, either it is OBC or general, SC, ST category, male or female. If you are a benchmark disability, then click yes or no. Received any financial assistance, if you are received any financial assistance, you have to provide the name of the scheme, year, when it is completed, what is the amount, etc. Then no means you just click here. Then if any other research project received from UGC, ICAR, CSIR, etc., then click yes. Then you must provide that scheme name, award details, amount, completion details, etc. Otherwise no, you just click no. Then you just make a save draft, and application can be saved here. Okay, application can be saved here. If you go here, you need not go to first click to view the draft, because we cannot see click here for apply, because we already created the draft. So here you just click status, or you may go click directly here, then finally go to edit. So first page is over. Without completion of the first page, we cannot move to second page. So second page, our PhD details. Then your study, education qualification, master's, MPhil, PhD, postdoctoral degree. Then title of the PhD, features of PhD in 100 words, research experience, how many projects completed, ongoing projects, fellowship, PhD guidance, MPhil, seminar, conference, workshop if required. You can provide the information in separate sheet, and PDF format can be uploaded. My dear friends, again and again I am telling here, all information related to project director. And you can also mention your completed projects, ongoing project, if any other funding agencies, which can be mentioned with your capacity. Then you have to provide at least best 5 publication, preferably Scopus indexed publication. Well and good, that you have to provide with the name of the journals, month, and the documents can be uploaded separately with PDF. Any other important academic achievements, that also can be presented in 100 words. Then you just, if you want to put save draft, automatically it will save. Otherwise, it can be deduced. Then you just go to next. Here you have to provide about affiliating institutions, the different categories: institutes of national importance, central university, state university, government funded institute, affiliated college institutions, any other areas. So you get just like here state university. Your college is affiliated to state university. Say example, my college is affiliated to state university, Anna. Then I can choose Anna University. My state is Tamil Nadu. I can choose as a Tamil Nadu. Then affiliating institution pin code, postal address of the affiliating institution, that is Anna University affiliation details, and the address and etc. Here I am not going to give about my institution. See, this is affiliating college institution under UGC. We cannot see that all college address, only university address will be there. We cannot find the college address. So here you just provide the affiliating institution is a state university and affiliated institution, that other institution up to according to your convenience you just provide UGC or ICSSR regional center, central university, anything. And if at all not available, you can provide others also. Other also you can provide. Then here I told you three co-project directors details can be present: name, present position, their address, and the pro forma I have already explained you. Email, mobile number, everything you have right here. Then you have to upload the CV of the co-project director that is discussed earlier. Here research project proposal details, the title, total grant, and here we have to upload the research project proposal. So this is a format I have already told you. No, we have to prepare the project proposal in this format, converted to PDF, then same to uploaded here. Finally, this is a declaration. We have to upload our signature image. We have to click and upload our signature image. Then you just click forward letter, undertaking research integrity. If it is applicable, you have to provide the SCST certificate. Otherwise, it is not required. These three information also can be uploaded either in the JPG or PNG format, PDF format, or even single word file. Not an issue, right? And the undertaking research format I have shown you. This is an undertaking research integrity format. This is 2 pages, can be taken in the official letterhead, and this is the forwarding letter which can be signed by a registrar or director or principal of the institute. That is annexure 4, which is also can be uploaded in the annexure part, that is forwarding letter, undertaking research. Finally, save draft, and finally, or without save draft also you can submit the project report. Okay, you can submit the project report. And I think I have clearly explained about the concept of how to write and submit the research proposal for ICSSR. And for my humble, what I can suggest you, mainly we have to concentrate on more societal themes and which can be benefited for community and the government officials or any other policy makers. Accordingly, we have to select the topic and we have to write it into the research ICSR research project proposal. And we can also collaborate with any researcher from different multidisciplinary area which is related to social science discipline in any of the institute or in any part of the country, right? And these are all the details, contact details. If you are any required details, you just make a call to this number and just make a send a message to them. And that's all about the video on how to write and submit the research project proposal of ICSSR to the ICSSR website. And any clarification and doubts, feel free to ask and send the information. Don't forget to subscribe and watch and share my YouTube channel ptp.karthi@research. Thank you once again. Thank you all.